Hey guys, it's Cassie, aka The Peculiar Poet, and welcome to another YouTube video. I know I've been gone for a little while. If you saw my most recent Instagram post, if you happen to follow me on my Instagram, The Peculiar Poet, you will have seen, some things that have been going on with me lately. So no, I haven't been posting, but I promised myself I would make a video today. So here I am holding myself accountable, making this video, and today's video has no title, no topic Tuesday or motivation Monday. Well, it has a title, but I felt like it needed to just stand alone on its own, which is why this video is entitled Pride. So before I get into anything, let's just cut to the chase. I'm bisexual. Honestly, I never really thought I'd be making any type of video like this, but the older I get and the more I explore who I am, the more I realize how important it is to acknowledge absolutely every single part of what makes you who you are. And now just to give you a little bit of a backstory about me, I grew up in we'll say, a fairly religious household. And I'm sure this is, a part of this story that seems to sound repetitive in a lot of these coming out videos. I don't know if I can call this that, but I guess technically it would be. And now growing up, dating alone was not a thing. It was not okay. I mean, if you were going to date, you had to be an adult, and there was no just dating to see what you liked. It was dating for with the sole intention of potentially getting married. And even when you did date, there was no kissing. There was no alone time. If you guys were together hanging out, it was always advised that you had supervision. Yes, maybe holding hands. And some, if they were a little bit more risque, would kiss here and there. But it really was a thing that was frowned upon. So in my young mind, adding gay to that mix wasn't really a thing I thought about too much. I was just trying to get through with everything else, with growing up in a really religious family, being the only, one of the only Black people in my entire town, in my entire grade, being different, not celebrating holidays. I really wasn't thinking about adding another thing that would make me stand out even more. And to be honest, sometimes when I would think about being bisexual, I kind of found myself to be lucky. I thought of myself as lucky because, I was attracted to boys. So I still was able to fulfill all of my, romantic endeavors. I wasn't stopped from being able to express who I was and live life as a, well, let's just say a horny teenager. But, the older I get, the more I realize it wasn't luck. I mean, I guess, yes, I still do consider myself somewhat lucky that I was able to have crushes and, seek out those crushes without fear of persecution from everybody else. I mean, yeah, most of the guys in my school were white, so it still was a little taboo, the whole interracial thing, but I could still have something. But again, the older I got, I realized I just was denying myself so much of who I am, so much of who I was. And, that I failed to nurture a part of me that would have helped shape the woman that, I would grow up to become. And I realized something. Most of the things in my life that I've really wanted, the things that I really needed to overcome that were difficult, were not easy. If I'm being honest, they were probably the most difficult things I've ever experienced or had to face in my life. And this was no different. And that feeling of something missing, that feeling of being incomplete, it continued to grow, through my first relationship, which was not a good relationship, but in between that relationship and the current relationship that I'm in now. And let me just start by saying, I love my boyfriend. I'm very happy in my relationship. This is in no way, shape, or form saying that I'm unhappy or want to leave. But again, in between those relationships, I found myself yearning for that connection with the woman that I never allowed myself to have. Who am I when I'm living that truth? I never got to live my full and complete truth. And there was moments there were moments where, that could have potentially been a thing. But again, in the back of my mind, there was always that, why complicate your life? Why make things more difficult? I chose to play it safe. I chose to do what I could to fit in as much as possible, to be, to take the target that was not put by me, but put there by society off of my back. And now I'm in this space where I'm in this relationship and I'm happy, but I do find myself mourning this girl who never got to be. I find myself, I see pictures of pride and people dancing and women embracing, and a part of me, honestly, I've cried a few times, more than a few times, but it's not crying because I want that right now. It's crying because I know that it was me. It was me who chose to take the easy route and, not allow myself to be truly fulfilled. And I think just part of the point of this video, and also I haven't talked about my parents with this, I've talked about my mom about, hey, what if I was gay one time? And the conversation didn't go very far. It was kind of just like, if I'm being honest, I didn't make it too serious. I kind of did make it sound slightly like a joke, and she was just like, I asked her what would she do if I was gay, and she said, I don't know. And I said, okay, well, what would you do? And she really didn't know what to say, but she did say, but you're not, so why are you asking me this? And I said, well, I could be, and she said, well, no, you're dating your boy, you're dating CJ, your current boyfriend. And I said, well, doesn't mean I'm not attracted to women or like both. And then she kind of just chalked it up to, well, you're not. And now, please don't crucify my mom. I love my mother. And again, I wasn't coming forth with this in a very serious manner. But it's just, everything in the back of my mind was always, what's this gonna be like with my family, with friends, if I really pursued this seriously? And again, I think the point of this video is really just for anybody out there who is watching, who is maybe bisexual or pansexual and feels like, if they're living in a society where it's safe to do so, if they feel as though they're gonna choose to date the opposite sex because it's safe, because it's the easy thing to do, why would you wanna make your life more difficult? Don't end up like me. I don't want you to be regretting it. I don't want you to be mourning a part of you that you could have nurtured, that you could have allowed to grow and water and see wherever it takes you. I want you to be proud of who you are now and understand that, honestly, the majority of things in life that we truly want, a lot of times they're not going to come easy. But I promise you, you will be 1,000 times happier than if you just take what you think to be the easy route out instead of living your truth. So this video is from me to you. Please live your truth. It's the last day of Pride Month. If you haven't had the courage to be proud, if you are still in the closet, if you're not ready to speak your truth, just know that it's still okay to be proud of who you are. I am proud for you. I am praying for you. I hope that one day you are able to step out from, within the shadows and scream from the mountaintops, from the rooftops, that you are proud of who you are. And yeah, just happy Pride. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Pride Month. Happy Sunday.
Close your eyes with me.